Hello, students and alumni alike, and welcome back to the show Fixation, the show where we talk about our students and their latest obsessions. And today we have Zachary Wilson. He is a sophomore at Fayetteville State University with a major in digital arts. You can find all his talents all over his page with beautiful art. And how about we take a look into that inspiration today? How are we doing, Zachary Wilson?
Thanks for the shout out, my boy. I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic because today we're going to talk about one of my favorite fixations. How about you tell our audience?
Oh, Lord, we going. Oh, so we talk about Dragon Ball today. Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GG, Dragon Ball Super.
Dragon Ball Heroes, Dragon Ball Daima, all the balls, all the Dragon Balls.
Except for the, you know the one. Yeah.
We'll get to that.
All right.
So, when did your fixation start with this magnum opus of an anime?
Oh man, my fixation with Dragon Ball, that's going back to the sandbox, man. Listen, so I remember I was sitting at my uncle's house, just bored out of my mind in the basement while all the adults were upstairs chatting. And he came downstairs and he saw me. I was just mindlessly watching iCarly on the TV. And he was like, let me put you on to some real quick, you know? So he went in.
That was a real uncle.
Right, on God he was. So he gave me the DVDs, right? He said, they're all in order. Start from here, work down. He came downstairs to find me at 7 o'clock in the morning, glued to the TV. I think I was like midway through the Frieza saga, and at that point I was locked in. I begged him on my hands and knees to let me take the DVDs home, and the rest is just history.
For me personally, I remember this vividly. So it was one summer, right? I forgot what summer it was. Might have been the summer of 5th or 6th grade, right?
Yeah.
My cousins were always big fans of Dragon Ball, and like they were like people that I looked to like a lot because they were like the very like close to me. They were like the things I liked, I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Right. And then while I didn't know about Dragon Ball, one day I caught them playing the legend that is Dragon Ball Z with a Tenkaichi 3.
Oh lordy lord, that's one of them ones right there.
I was naive to think that I can just pick this up and play. I was like,
Oh sir.
big mistake. I got clapped by
Folded.
Nappa.
Folded.
Folded by Nappa. I don't remember who I was, but that Nappa showed me worth. But I was having fun regardless.
Yeah.
There was just a problem. I didn't know who any of these characters were. So normally I did what I do best when I generally want to understand something. This would be insert of my mother, sister, or any other family member. Hey Justin, what are you doing? I'm watching every single episode of blank.
Fair.
And keep in mind, this is for Dragon Ball. You
Yeah.
know the things with like several series continuations, different continuity, but I was dedicated. I sped through the like entire thing, and I was in love with it. Do you have a favorite Dragon Ball movie?
Now I knew that was gonna be a question. That's a tough one.
It was actually the first piece of Dragon Ball media that I've ever watched. It's the Battle of Gods movie.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
It was just a beautiful revival to like the whole series. It was gone for like many years.
It was like 10 years.
Yeah.
Like all we had were like games and stuff during like the hiatus. So like it really just exploded back on when it dropped. It carried too. It was really good.
I mean, right next to it is the Fusion Reborn.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
just a classic.
Remember?
Shout out to Dragon Ball Super Broly.
Right.
I think that's the best movie definitively of the whole series.
It's real solid.
But let's get back to what is your favorite movie?
Okay, that's tough. I have a lot of love for the BoJack Unbound movie because I watched that when I was younger. I wore that DVD out. You understand? Every time I got home from school, I would pop that joint into my PlayStation 2 and I would just watch it on repeat. So while I'd say story-wise the BoJack movie isn't the strongest Dragon Ball movie, I hold up.
Hey guys, look at another Gohan Super Saiyan 2
Yeah. Did you enjoy it? I hope you did, because you're never.
Guys, see?
I hope you enjoyed seeing Teen Gohan do cool stuff, because you're not gonna see it anymore.
Guardian of the city! I am the one and only Great Saiyaman!
Dude, check the news. It doesn't matter what channel.
Gohan was probably the character in Dragon Ball that I ended up liking the most, especially through like Z through the Cell Saga, because I really liked the journey that his character went on. Because Gohan's entire like thing, right, is about like living up to like your potential.
That's what made the Android Saga so good, is because like that's my personal favorite arc. By the way, I think that's peak Dragon Ball.
I mess with that. For me, it's my second favorite arc. My favorite arc is the Frieza arc. The reason why I love the Namek Saga so much is mainly because I love the character utilization there. So before Goku gets there, you get to like see Gohan, Krillin, and Bulma like exploring on Namek and stuff like that, handling threats and stuff. And because they're not like as powerful as Goku is, they sort of have to handle things in different ways. And then you have like all this other threat. You don't just have Frieza and his goons on the planet. You got Vegeta lurking in the backwaters doing something. And so like everybody's just on this like hectic chase for the Dragon Balls. And then even when Goku pulls up, and I like it when Goku, like when he pulls up to save the day, like you're happy he's here, but at the same time, Frieza's still such an unknown variable that even you're like, I don't know if he can clutch this up or not.
I'm gonna make this quick so we can go on to the next question. What makes the Android Saga so special for me is that it was nothing but tension from the jump. The Android Saga starts with Frieza, who we just recognized as a Avengers level threat.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, this dude with a sword comes out of nowhere, no dips him, and then says, yeah, there's an even stronger threat coming right away. It wasn't just tension from the ground up. It was tension for the audience, and it was tension for all the characters, because everyone felt it.
Yeah.
I feel like the Android Saga was the last time when every character got a shot to sign, except for Yamcha. Almost every single, exactly. Almost every single one. It was Goku and his obsession to find another, actually, you know what? Let me skip that. We'll get to that. It was Vegeta constantly trying to prove himself to the other Z fighters, even though he doesn't care about them.
Yeah.
It was Trunks doing everything in his power to see all history go on repeat. Piccolo had to sacrifice his pride just to take a chance on Android by fusing with Kami. Krillin and his like absolute inner struggle actually taking a life to solve a problem. It was the androids and their intentions and how they started changing. And it was all revolved, oh, and then it was TN. But it felt like everybody was doing the very best they can, unlike against any other villain before. And it all revolved around Cell, who I just thought was a perfect villain. Not because his intentions were really that better than all the other ones, I just want to blow up the world, but mostly because he was the perfect parallel to the highlight of the Android Saga being Gohan. Because you got built up from two things. One, you get getting told to build up that Gohan had the potential to be the strongest one out of everybody.
Yep.
That was hinted at from the first 5 episodes.
They've been building that up
Saga.
since day one.
And another thing that kept building up from the jump from the Android Saga was the concept that there could be a level beyond the Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
And when that concept was brought up, the 4 Saiyans that we had at the time, you could see them all struggle to find a way to get to it.
It's almost like they use it almost like a red herring in a way. Because like when you get like you automatically assume, right, when there's like, oh, a level possibly beyond the Super Saiyan, and you're like, oh, like, and what's funny is looking back at it, it's obvious who it was going to be. But like as you're watching it, like you don't think Gohan's gonna be the one. Pretty much Gohan had to sort of learn in that moment that like, how do I want to say that? He had to learn in that moment that like it's not just fighting for the sake of fighting, you're fighting to protect. And in that moment, like it's fine to like engage in that if it's like for the protection and like benefit of other people, because sometimes that's just what you're gonna have to do.
And that is why Gohan, in every version of Gohan, my favorite character. Now, on the topic of transformation, let's get into that. What is your favorite transformation?
My favorite transformation in all of Dragon Ball. Super Saiyan 4.
Ooh.
Super Saiyan 4. Honestly, everything about Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Honestly, I just really like how Goku's characterized in GT a lot, because to me in GT, Goku feels like he's at his most experienced. Just Goku in GT, he feels the most on his game to me in GT, and Super Saiyan 4 only really amplified it. He punched holes through so many people. So many people got donutted. He was spamming that Dragon Fist, and honestly, I would too. It's probably the sickest move in his arsenal. I love the look. The ×10 Kamehameha just goes hard. It's a Kamehameha but red. I'm basic, but it's cool. I don't care.
Personally, my favorite transformation of all time, and I will die on this hill.
Right.
It is Ultra Instinct every single time.
Ultra Instinct is a hard transformation. I will not lie.
I think it is the hardest transformation from a concept point, because think about it this way. What does every single transformation do? It makes you more powerful. Wow, you can move faster. Wow, you can punch harder. And it's cool every time, because it's Dragon Ball. Yay. But this is the first transformation in somebody else's arsenal where it isn't just I get a power boost.
Yeah.
Your technique.
Yeah.
It changes entirely.
Yeah, the main bonus for Ultra Instinct, yeah, you get a power boost, but that's not like the main purpose. It's defense. You just,
it is a defensive move.
And it's really sick.
The way I can dodge almost any movement that come my way, and the more I do it, it immediately increases my attacks, depending on it. That's just hard.
Yeah,
that's
it's
just
sick.
Cool.
Also, Ultra Instinct just every time it shows up, it's just cool. It's aura unmatched.
And make sure you know that it's about to go down.
And I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
So let's step back to the Android talk.
Right.
We're going to talk about the incident. This Sensu beam incident.
Okay, I knew this was gonna come up. You can't talk about Dragon Ball without bringing up the Sensu beam. All right, let's go. Let's go.
You know what Dragon Ball is.
I know. They can't read. They can't read. They're illiterate. I don't.
Was Gohan in any danger?
No, he was not. And I'll explain why. Cause people can't read. All right. So the whole people wildly misunderstand the Goku and Gohan's characters during the Cell Saga. Goku's biggest fault is that he believes in Gohan so much. Nobody really holds more weight in Gohan's potential than Goku does, because he's seen it all his life. Like he's
with the
yeah,
first 2 seasons.
yeah, he believes in it. Like when Goku was sending Gohan out there to fight Cell, everybody, even Gohan himself, was like, why were you gonna send him out there? But Goku knows. He sees in Gohan what Gohan doesn't want to see, what other people don't want to see. That's kind of like what the whole dynamic between him and Gohan is in the Cell Saga. And if I can just say this, Goku's not a bad dad. Y'all are just stupid.
He's not better than Vegeta.
Oh yes he is.
I will say this.
Oh yes he
You
is.
think Vegeta's a better dad than Goku?
Oh, I thought you were saying saying
No.
Vegeta. Oh God, no.
No, they never
Go-
go,
no,
Vegeta's
Goku-
dad's better.
Go-
He didn't hug his kid
Goku-
until he was 7.
Goku in one afternoon gave Goten more physical affection than Vegeta gave Trunks in his entire 9 years of existence.
My partner's face.
Holy God, what are you showing me? His head. Come on! Open your eyes!
Time for us to move on to the last question of the day.
For sure.
Where were you during the announcement of Kira Toriyama's passing?
Oh Lord have mercy. All right, so I was actually in my dorm room with my homeboy Damari, and we were actually, I think we were watching Sonic Prime on Netflix, and we were just joking around in my room, and then obviously we were just laughing and stuff, it was just a normal night and stuff. But then Damari just got real quiet, and then he just I was like, yo, what's up? And then he just said Akira Toriyama passed away. And I just I honestly, it's one of those things where obviously I felt sad, but I wasn't sure how to feel. You know what I mean? It's weird knowing that the person that pretty much made the show, that defined pretty much who you are as a person, without Dragon Ball the two things that are my biggest inspiration, Sonic and Dragon Ball Z. Without Dragon Ball, I probably wouldn't be doing art right now. That's the thing that got me to draw.
All over your page, I see your the inspiration from
when I was little, I would take a piece of paper, pause the TV, hold it up, and just trace the characters out onto the page. And that's how I started drawing. That's what made me get into making comics and stuff like that. So to have somebody that was so influential to who I am as a person, it felt I was sad that he was gone, and it was less about more work, and I was more just it's weird to think about it sometimes it's still weird to think that he's gone, because because I've never met him, but he's his presence has been there.
It was really surreal when it happened. I was in my girlfriend's room, and I was really tired, and I had a long day of work, but I was laying down, and I forgot what was on the TV, but my cousin called me, and this was I believe maybe 11 o'clock, maybe midnight.
Yeah.
And my cousin called me and she said, did you hear about the news? I said, no, check your phone. And that terrified me. I was so scared because it was from a Twitter post, and all I saw was, I saw Akira on the link. And I couldn't imagine that when I hit it, it was revealed that he was gone. Not just that he was gone, but that he left 7 days before the announcement.
That's crazy.
Because my middle school was very harsh, as most middle schools are. Hey, if you don't like this thing everybody else likes, get away from us.
Yeah.
So, almost every single day in middle school, I was just whatever I was doing, it was probably related to Dragon Ball. The new episode was dropping, going on theories, playing Dragon Ball games. So just to know that a person is gone, from who got me watching into anime in the first place, it was surreal. And as we leave in the studio today, I hope that we can all appreciate his work and everything that we said today. Thank you, Zachary, for coming on to the Soul Fixation.
Thanks for having me, dog. It was fun.
And I hope you guys can catch well, please play Dragon Ball Sparking Jr. and watch Dragon Ball Daima. You're missing out on Peak.
Please play Sparking. I need more people to vote.
Please. So much Peak. Please and thank you, and have a great day. And that ends our week's fixation. Please support the official release of any source material you've seen used in this episode, and all information and music used will be located on your screen for you right now. And hey, if you want to be in the show, I will leave my information down on the screen for you as well, or you can just come talk to me anytime you wish on Faithful State University. Thank you for watching, and tune in for next week's fixation.